My name is Ganesh. I'm 15 years old, the YouTube channel with which I interview professionalized experts who are professionalized in their own field of art. And today we have Mr. Vinay here. From a mechanical engineer, he is transformed into an AI analytical leader. We have to figure out where mechanical engineering is and from where AI is. These two are completely opposite things. And on top of that, you did a PhD in prognostic health research, right?
That is correct. Prognostics health management.
Health management. Yes, sir. So I feel like I'm not able to explain enough about your job, about your profession. So right off the bat, first question: could you please describe your current profession and the work you do?
Okay. So my current title for the current role I have is Vice President Software Engineering. That's what my current title is.
Wow. Okay.
That's a title. Now, what's the role I play? I am the engineering leader for software development teams that are using artificial intelligence and software to do energy transition. Okay, this is software that helps with energy transition. Now, what is it? It's like a lot of big words, right? So let me explain what it is.
Yes, sir.
Energy transition is we all need to move away from coal and gas-based power, right?
Yes.
This is because of climate change.
Yes.
Right? Too much carbon dioxide in the air. We need to reduce that. So, which means we all need to move from old fuels that have been there for the past 100 years to new fuels. In this case, no fuels at all, which is renewables, which is solar, hydro, and wind.
All right.
Now, there is software that enables you to do that, enables you to route power from when the wind is producing wind, when the solar is producing power. How do you route it to our homes? So over a period of time, you continuously reduce the dependency on coal or gas-based power. There's a software in between that sits and does this stuff. Wow. My team works on writing that software to manage the demand and supply, as it's called. Okay, demand and supply means there's a demand, which is what you want at your house when you turn on the lights, and there's supply. The supply can come from wind, solar, hydro, or coal plant. Now the intelligent software, the AI-based software in between sits there and then dynamically routes power, so you always maximize renewables.
All right.
So my team does that software work, and my job is to help my team deliver this software to the world.
All right. So next time someone asks me, "Hey, how do you link geography and computer science?" This is how, man. This is how you link the both subjects together. All right. Second question. So how did you figure out that this software engineering AI type of job is what you wanted to pursue?
Okay. So I'll be truthful.
Yes,
it was not very clear to me. Okay. When I was your age, I was in 10th grade. So you are in which grade now?
I'm also in 10th grade.
Fantastic. Exactly at your time. This was way back in 1980s. Okay. I'm quite old.
Okay.
So in 1980s, TV was just coming into our house. We did not have TV before 1980. So TVs were just coming into our house. World Cup, if you remember, was one of the first ones to be telecast across India in television.
Yes.
And I was very interested in, of course, World Cup I watched, and we won the 1983 World Cup. That was fantastic. But I was also very interested in science. Okay, anything science I was very interested in. I was also interested in economics. So we used to have this National Geographic series where they would go in depth into many areas. And I would actually listen to these whenever they would come once a week kind of stuff. One of those shows actually caught my attention. This was about robotics. They were showing robots that were being built in 1980s. Okay, this is way back. Yes. By universities such as MIT, right? Massachusetts Institute of Technology. So they are very interesting, right? One robot caught my attention. It was basically a disc. A robot is a disc with one feet. Okay, so just think of this as a disc like this, and then there's one feet. And that robot is basically balancing itself and moving around. What? Right, so think of this as a disc with a foot, 1 foot.
Okay.
And and it is moving around. Now, how can it do that, right? 2 feet means you can balance, 1 feet you cannot balance. And the way it does that is it learns to do what is called dynamic balancing.
What is the most rewarding aspect of your job?
Teaching and or research. These were the two things I wanted to do.
Yes.
So what I did after I completed my PhD, I said, let me get industrial experience by going into research organization. So I joined the GE Research and Development Organization.
Right.
There I got opportunities to both teach and to do, right? And the do portion of it is when we implement a simple example, right? When we implement a software change and upgrade and introduce a new technology, the whole planet uses this. GE's got such a long history because of Edison. So what is the most rewarding aspect of my job is the ability to drive impact and change around the world.
Okay. So like having like worked at GE for almost 25 years, I'm guessing. How would you describe your overall experience in it?
I would meet my colleagues because we have to collectively work together, right? So we have to get information and reviews from everybody. So I would do several meetings with my colleagues who are experts in different areas, bring their knowledge in, we work together as a team. Then sometimes it is about writing reports. Some portion of the time goes in what I found and writing reports. And some of it goes in writing proposals, right? To be able to win these projects, you have to write proposals. Many times I used to go to conferences where I would go meet colleagues and see what is the research that's happening. Sometimes I would go to universities to meet the professors. That's what I used to do in my early career. Now, at my stage, much of my job goes in helping others do their work. Because right now I am a manager rather than an individual contributor. So I actually meet with a lot of teams, understand what they're doing, understand where their problems are facing, how can I help them. To do that, I am both internal and external focused. Internal as in meet with my team, understand what's happening. External primarily means go to conferences, meet colleagues, go to global meetings of my colleagues around the globe, and meet customers and things like that.
All right, sir. So you have done a PhD in prognostic health and
Management.
you were also
It's correct.
yes, sir. And you were also a AI analytical leader.
Mhm.
How
Yes.
did you manage to upscale yourself from such a level, sir?
Yeah, it turns out prognostics health management is about predictive health. Okay, so you take an example of a jet engine, right? So jet engine is flying and it is facing some problems. You need to know by looking at the data that there is a potential problem that you will have to fix as soon as you land. So you have data, you have analytics, and then you have prediction. That's prognostics health management. So by definition, it requires data analysis. Data analysis can be statistical data analysis, can be AI based analysis, right? You could do multiple ways. So in my master's and PhD, I was educated in signal processing, statistical analysis, probability and statistics, signal theory, and artificial intelligence like neural networks, fuzzy logic, decision making algorithms, and things like that. So in my master's and PhD, I was always educated in software and I was always educated in AI. In addition to being educated in mechanical engineering and some coursework in electrical engineering like signals and signal theory, signal processing, sensors. So I always had this background for the past 30 years.
Or if an aspirant who wants to pursue this field, what advice would you give for them?
Yeah, so what advice would I give? First is follow your passion, right?
Yes, sir.
The challenge I find these days is when you have choice, sometimes it becomes very difficult to be consistent. So the first is follow your passion, and once you have gotten a commitment to that, continue, push and continue and finish it to the end, right? Whatever is the end, you define that. So that's the advice I will give. Follow the passion.
What qualifications would that aspirant need to earn or gain to reach your level of position today?
Yeah, so what happens is if you want to take my career path and the companies I've gone through, you need at least a bachelor's degree, BTech degree in engineering, right? Then you can join a software company or maybe a research company. Research company generally wants you to have a master's degree at a minimum. Then you can join a research company, do research and development in the area of software, artificial intelligence, robotics, data science. These are all the related fields that are computer and data oriented. So that's the starting point, right? Have to have a technical degree and have to have enough trainings in either software or artificial intelligence to be able to secure a job or even have a startup of your own, right? You can always start a startup of your own and try to grow your company.
Yes. Could you give any any recommendations of any courses that we could that any aspirants could follow in the current day-to-day life?
There's quite a bit of coursework now available with the online courses, right?
Yes, sir.
Udemy, Coursera, and so on. So you just have to go search. There, a lot of them are freeware courses, or you pay like 500 rupees, 1000 rupees. You'll get a full course. You'll get the topmost professors in AI, like Andrew Ng is a topmost professor in Stanford on AI. Okay, he gives a course. It's probably about 1 million to 2 million students around the world have taken that course. It's one of the topmost courses in artificial intelligence, but that is at a bachelor's level.
All right, sir.
So there are pre-courses before that you can take. There are books you can find and read, but not probably at the 10th, 12th grade level. That is a little bit too early. There you will need some mentors and guides who can coach you. But once you reach maybe engineering, you can start doing that. There's a lot of material online to get yourself educated.
You worked at NASA's Glenn Research Center, right? You were awarded 2 awards. What were those awards about? What did you achieve in those awards?
Yeah, so I actually created new systems for diagnosis of helicopter problems. Okay, so NASA has a subgroup called US Army Division.
Okay.
That division actually makes helicopters and manages these helicopters. These are multiple kinds of helicopters, right? Both military helicopters and transport helicopters. Now, the problem with these helicopters, one of the challenges is the gearbox, right? There's a gearbox that actually transmits power from the engine to the rotor at the top.
Yes.
Now, the gearbox starts having problem, the whole aircraft is at risk because power will not be transmitted to the rotor. So I developed methods to predict this gearbox health using data and models. Okay, that was my research work and that was very unique. That's how I got my PhD. Because of the unique contribution I made, NASA gave me those 2 certificates.
Could you share your contribution to this role as a board member of the Indian Institute of Technology?
What IIT Foundation leaders wanted was they wanted industry representation to help them, give them guidance, right? Because I work in this area of artificial intelligence and its applications, they invited me to be part of this foundation board. So what we really do is we meet regularly and provide them guidance on the projects that they are working on, provide them insight on what areas they should pursue, how should they pursue it, how progress is looking like, what more can we really do to make it successful. So it's an advisory role to be on the board, and you provide your knowledge and advice to further the research in this area, research and application in this area.
This is a general question. It's not even a script. General question. Which computer language, which programming languages do you think has a great scope in the future for future software engineers?
Okay, so there's multiple levels of answer. Let me give you the simplest one first, and then we'll go into more complex. Yes, today, Python is considered the most popular language for AI/ML because it's got a lot of libraries and it's got better abstraction. Okay.
Yes, sir.
In the future, will it be the same? The answer is no, right? Because when you look at the history, right? In 1970s, we started with assembly language. Then Fortran came, then C came, then C++ came, then Java came, and then newer languages from then on just exploded. The key lesson learned is Over a period of time, human beings are writing programs that can write programs that can write programs. So the latest abstraction you will see now is generative AI, right?
Yes,
Where
sir.
you are not writing any program. You have abstracted to a level where you tell it, hey, can you please write a program for me to generate a tic-tac-toe?
Yes,
The
sir.
generative AI does it. So the future, at least as you see today, is prompt engineering. So
Yes.
you will need expertise in prompt engineering and the program it generates.
Yes, sir.
So that's how future will continue to evolve. You'll have to be on cutting edge of this.
Yes, sir. So, do you think in the future software engineers might not have a good scope in their field? Do you think like AI
Actually,
will? Do you think AI will take over the jobs?
yeah. So I would advise all of your audience to read this book called Rise of the Robots. RISC, Rise of the Robots. Okay.
Okay, sir.
It's a very nice explanation of how humans are evolving and how computer and software technology is evolving. I think it will continue to evolve. So my answer is the future of software engineering at this point in time appears to be prompt engineering. But 20 years from now, it will be something else. It will be abstraction, right? Computers writing computer program that writes computer program that writes computer program.
Yes,
We
sir.
will continue to abstract. I think that is definitely going to happen. Okay. 20 years from now, there'll be a lot more prompt engineers. 50 years from now, there'll be something new that will come.
Yes, sir.
So that is at least what it says. And humans will evolve. Other thing everybody is worried about is will the jobs will go away. So no, you have to upskill yourself, right? If prompt engineering is a new thing that's coming, then you have to go to courses, educate yourself, and be ready for the jobs that may come as older jobs go away. So you have to upskill yourself, as it's called.
All right, sir. For the $1 million question, let me just refer it. What is the typical income range for a professional specialized in your field?
Starting point of people with software and AI background in the systems ranges between 10, 20, 30 lakhs per annum kind of a salary, Indian rupees.
All right,
And
sir.
then from there, some people have this kind of a takeoff and they're making tons of money because they're outstanding. Some people have a slower progress and they are making good money, but not at the same rate as the top people. So it ranges. Initial points more easier to share, but
Yeah,
as you go later on in your career,
it's unpredictable.
depending on career progression, it's a lot more difficult to say how much salary a person would be making.
All right, sir. Well, sir, thank you very much for giving a few minutes of your time to attend this interview and provide insight for our aspirants for the near future. And we will hopefully meet you again on the other side of the grass, maybe. Thank you very much for attending this interview. I appreciate your time and effort.